Hey everyone, welcome. What if I told you that you could turn something you throw out every single day, your kitchen scraps, into one of the best things you could ever give your garden? Well, you can. It's called black gold, and making it is so much easier than you think. So let's dive in and get our hands dirty, shall we? Now, you might be thinking this is some complex, scientific process, but really at its heart, composting is just a simple and honestly a really rewarding habit. You're not just getting rid of trash, you're creating a treasure that's going to make your plants go absolutely wild. And this quote just nails it. This whole thing isn't just about reducing your waste, which, don't get me wrong, is a huge plus. It's about tapping into this amazing natural cycle of decay and renewal. You're literally capturing nutrients and putting them right back where they belong, in your soil. You're creating something valuable from scratch. Okay, so I keep throwing this term around, black gold. What on earth is it, and why do gardeners get so excited about it? Let's break it down. Think of it like a superfood for your soil. It's that dark, crumbly, amazing-smelling stuff you get at the very end of the process, and it is packed with nutrients. But it's way more than just fertilizer. It's like a complete ecosystem builder for your garden's soil. It's a long-term investment in its health. And I mean, the benefits are just incredible. For starters, it improves the actual structure of your soil. Doesn't matter if you've got sand or heavy clay. It provides a slow-release source of all those essential nutrients so you can ditch a lot of those chemical fertilizers. It adds billions of beneficial microbes, and it helps the soil act like a sponge, so you end up watering way less. It's basically a total health makeover for your garden in every single scoop. All right, so you're probably wondering, how do I get started? Well, the very first step is just finding the right method for your life. You know, your space, your schedule, what you're trying to do. Let's look at the most popular options out there. If you're looking for something that's really tidy, fast, and keeps pests out, an enclosed compost tumbler is just a fantastic choice. You literally just give it a spin every few days, and because it traps heat so well, you can get finished compost in as little as 1 to 3 months. It's pretty much perfect for suburban homes with a steady flow of kitchen scraps. But what if you don't have a yard? No problem at all. Let me introduce you to vermicomposting, which is a fancy way of saying worm composting. This is a brilliant, totally odorless solution that uses special red wiggler worms in a small bin to break down your food scraps. It's super efficient, fits right in an apartment kitchen or on a balcony, and the best part? The worms do all the turning for you. So let's find your perfect match, okay? If you've got a big yard with tons of leaves and grass clippings, a simple open-air pile is a great low-cost choice. If you want speed and convenience, the tumbler is your friend. Living in a small space, vermicomposting is your answer, for sure. And hey, if you want the ultimate hands-off, super-fast option, there are even countertop electric composters that can do the job in just a few hours. Just remember, the absolute best method is the one you'll actually use. Okay, so once you've picked your system, success really comes down to one simple thing, the recipe. You need to start thinking of your compost pile less like a trash can and more like you're baking a cake. It's all about getting the right ingredients in the right balance. And that recipe really just boils down to these two key players, greens and browns. Your greens are the fuel. They're rich in nitrogen, and they provide the moisture and protein that all those little microbes need to get to work. Then you have your browns. They are the structure. They're full of carbon, and they provide energy while creating these crucial air pockets so the whole pile can breathe. And here it is, the magic number. The goal is to aim for about 2 to 3 parts of browns for every 1 part of greens. Now, you do not need a scale or a measuring cup here, just eyeball it. Seriously, getting this balance right is the single most important thing for making fast, odor-free compost. So if you remember one rule, make it this one. So what are we talking about here? Well, your greens are all the fresh stuff. Your vegetable scraps, coffee grounds, fresh grass clippings. Your browns are the dry materials like dead leaves, shredded cardboard, newspaper, and straw. And just as important is what you leave out. You want to avoid any meat, dairy, or oils, and any diseased plants. That'll keep your pile healthy and keep pests away. All right, so you've built your pile. You've got the recipe right. Now what? Well, your job is just to maintain it. Think of it like you're stoking a fire. A little bit of attention now and then keeps the whole system working perfectly and turns those scraps into black gold even faster. And it really just comes down to these 3 things. First, turn it to add oxygen. If you have a pile, that's every week or 2 with a pitchfork. For a tumbler, it's just a few spins every couple of days. Second, manage the moisture. the pile should feel like a wrung-out sponge, not soggy, not bone dry. And third, check the heat. If you stick your hand in and the pile is warm in the center, that's a great sign. It means all those microbes are hard at work. But, sometimes things go a little sideways. Don't worry, your compost pile will actually tell you what it needs. For example, what if your pile starts to smell kind of like ammonia? That ammonia smell, that is a classic sign that your recipe is off. You've got too much nitrogen from too many greens. But the fix is super simple. All you have to do is add a bunch more browns, like shredded cardboard or dry leaves. Mix it all in really well, and that smell will just disappear. Okay, here's another common one. What if your pile is slimy and has that awful rotten egg smell? Yeah, that one's not pleasant. That rotten egg smell means your pile has gone anaerobic. Basically, it's suffocating because it's way too wet and it can't get any oxygen. The fix? You gotta get air in there fast. Turn the whole pile thoroughly, and as you do, mix in some bulky browns like wood chips or straw. That's gonna create air pockets and soak up that extra moisture. Problem solved. So after a few weeks or months of this simple maintenance, you get to the absolute best part, the reward. Let's talk about how you know when your compost is finally ready and all the amazing things you can do with your brand new black gold. And this is what you've been waiting for. Your finished compost is going to be dark brown or black with this beautiful, fine, crumbly texture. But the biggest clue is the smell. It should have this really pleasant, earthy scent, like a forest floor after a good rain. That's when you know it's perfect. And you can use this stuff everywhere. Spread a 1 or 2 inch layer over your garden beds, rake a thin layer across your lawn as a natural fertilizer, top up your potted plants. You can even create your own supercharged potting mix by blending it with some soil. It is incredibly versatile stuff. So there you have it. See, composting isn't complicated. It's really just about balancing greens and browns, adding a little air and water, and then just letting nature do its thing. The only real question left is, now that you know the secret recipe for black gold, what are you going to grow first?